Good afternoon, everyone. Today is my first video, and the first class we are going to have of SSC, class 9 of history. The name of the chapter is the French Revolution. We'll start the chapter, the French Revolution. Okay, students, before moving to the chapter, what revolution means and why do revolution occurs? It is a rebellion against the state government. We call it a revolution. But why do revolution occurs? See, revolution, behind the occurrence of revolution, there are many causes. One thing we can say is that when the limit of bearance is in the revolution occurs. जब सहनशक्ति की सीमा समाप्त हो जाती है तो वहीं से रेवोल्यूशन स्टार्ट होता है. The French Revolution occurred on 14th July 1789. This was the date when the revolution occurred. At that time, France was a monarchy. Whatever the government do France had, France was a monarchy. The head of the state is the king. We call it a monarchy. जहाँ राजा राज करता है उसे हम राजतंत्र कहते हैं, monarchy. Now, the revolution occurred on 14 July 1789. There are many circumstances that led to the occurrence of the revolution. We are going to discuss about the circumstances which led to the outbreak of the French Revolution. This is the first NCERT question and very important. Before discussing the circumstances, we'll come to know a little about France. See, the king of the France at the time of the revolution was Louis XVI. Who was the monarch of the France? Louis XVI. Louis XVI was the monarch of the France. In Hindi we call it a Louis XVI. And Louis XVI ascended the throne of France in 1772. When did he became the king of the France? 1772. 1774 में Louis XVI France का राजा बना. And he found an empty throne. When he ascended the throne, he found an empty throne. जब ये राजा बने, तो उन्होंने राजगद्दी खाली कर. He married a Austrian princess, Marie Antoinette. And they were such a king in the world at that time, who wasted the state treasury in their wasteful festivals and ceremonies. वे राजकोष का धन वे बेकार के उत्सव और अपनी अभिलाषा की जिंदगी में व्यक्त करते थे. Now one thing we come to know that the king of the France at that time was Louis XVI. He became the king of the France in 1774, and he married a Austrian princess Marie. When he ascended the throne, he found an empty throne. Now let's come to the circumstances. चलो परिस्थिति जानते हैं. वो कौन सी परिस्थिति थी जिसने फ्रांसीसी क्रांति की ओर ले गया, जिसने फ्रांसीसी क्रांति घटित कराया? What were the circumstances that led to the outbreak of the French Revolution? Circumstances that led to the outbreak of the discuss the circumstances that led to the outbreak of the revolution. चलो circumstances discuss करते हैं जिसने फ्रांसिस क्रांति को दिखाया. There are many circumstances. We are going to discuss about the economic circumstances, political circumstances, social cause. We are going to discuss about the increase in population, philosophers' ideas. We are going to discuss the 5 causes that led to the outbreak of the French Revolution. See, first let's understand the social cause. चलो सामाजिक वजह जानते हैं जिसने फ्रांसिस क्रांति को दिखाया. In the time of 1789, the French society was divided into 3 classes. The first e-states, the second e-states and the third e-states. फ्रांस का समाज 3 भागों में बटा हुआ था. French society was divided into 3 states. The first estate, second estate and the third estate. फ्रांस का समाज 3 भागों में बटा हुआ था. प्रथम estate, द्वितीय estate and तृतीय estate. The member of the first estate were called clergy. Clergy were the member of the first estate. पादरी पहले E-states के सदस्य and the member of the third E-states were nobility. कुलीनवर्था वे द्वितीय E-states के सदस्य and the member of the third E-states were comprises of teachers, doctors, lawyers, shopkeepers, farmers, etc. All others fall under the category of the third instance. Now, the member of the first and the second estate will have special privilege by this state. The प्रथम और द्वितीय estate के जो सदस्य थे, उनको राजा के द्वारा विशेष अधिकार दिए गए. These members of the first e-states and the second e-states were exempted from paying taxes. इन्हें कर से मुक्ति दिया गया. They do not have any burden of the taxes. उन्हें कर से पूरी तरह मुक्ति थी. Only the burden of the taxes were beared by the member of the third e-states. जो taxes का बोझ था वो तीसरे e-states के वर्गों के द्वारा ही सहा. यही केवल टैक्सेस पे. Now, this was the social cause that led to the outbreak of the French Revolution. There were many kinds of taxes. There were tally, tithes. They have to pay direct taxes to the member of the third estate have to pay direct taxes to the state. There was taxes that were collected by the clergy. They have to pay 1/10 of their production, agricultural production, to the church. Many of the indirect taxes were levied on the daily items like sugar, tobacco, etc. These all taxes were paid by the only member of the authorities. This was one of the social cause that led to the outbreak of the French Revolution. Now, let's discuss about the economic growth. Economic circumstances. See, as I told you before, that when Louis XVI in 1774, when he ascended the throne, he formed Catholic Church. Second thing, I told you that Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette, his queen Marie Antoinette, they visited the state treasury on their restful festivals and ceremonies. वे राजा रानी एकाग्र उत्सवों में और अभिलाषा की जिंदगी जीने के लिए और राज्य के पैसे को क्या करते थे, खर्च करते थे। France borrowed a huge sum, near about 1 billion amount from other country to meet the war expenses. The France fought war with Britain to gain independence for 13 American colonies, which were in the hand of Britain, and Britain was the common enemy of both France and America. So, to pay the loan, because the amount that was borrowed from other countries and the taxes and the interest the other country imposed on the sum was 10%, and it had already raised to 10 billion. The currency that was used in France at that time was called livre. The livre was the currency used in France. Now, in order to get right from the loan, Louis XVI decided to increase taxes. So, at that time, before the announcement of increasement of taxes, the king alone could not decide it. He had to call out for a meeting. भाई राजा को कोई भी टैक्सेस पास करना होता था तो राजा ऐसे ही अपने अकेले ही घोषणा नहीं कर सकता था या टैक्सेस बढ़ा नहीं सकता। उसके लिए एक सभा हुआ। वो सभा में प्रथम, द्वितीय, तृतीय ईस्ट स्टेट्स के लोग आए। 300 members from the first east state, 300 members from the second east state, and 600 members from the third east states. They have to gather in a national assembly. They have to gather in a palace of Versailles. The king had to call for it. We'll discuss about this in an immediate course. The finally immediate course पढ़ेंगे उसके वैसे इसके विषय में भी हम बताएंगे. So economic course we come to know that the king increased taxes. He increased taxes. The king increased taxes to get right of the loan, because loan had the amount of loan had already reached about 10 billions. Second reason, there was a increase in the population in France. In 1750, the population of France was 23 million, and by 1789, the population had reached to 28 million. And the production of grain could not keep pace with the increase in population. भाई जनसंख्या बढ़ गई थी, 1790 में 23 मिलियन थे और 1770 में आगे आगे 28 मिलियन, और बढ़ती हुई जनसंख्या, उत्पादन जो था वो बढ़ती हुई जनसंख्या को पूरा नहीं कर पा रहा। So there was shortage of grain, and that led to a sustained crisis. Frequent droughts affected the crops of France. भाई ऐसे लगातार सूखे पड़ जाते थे और महामारी की स्थिति। The price of bread increased, जिसके कारण रोटी की भाव बढ़ गया। There was greater demand of food grains. These were the economic. Greater demands of movements. Movements. Okay, till now we have talked about two circumstances that led to the outbreak of the crisis. First, the social cause, and second, the economic circumstances. Social cause, we come to know that French society was divided into three states: first state, second state, and third state. The member of first state and the second state were exempted from paying taxes. Only the bottom taxes were paid by the member of the third state. Special privilege were given to the member of the first and second state. They were asked to collect taxes. We come to know about the economic circumstances. Louis XVI, in order to pay taxes, he was forced to increase the taxes. And what was the process? How at that time the king could impose taxes? We will discuss this in the immediate course. And second, also we come to know about the economic cause, that there was a greater demand of goods. We also know that why there was a greater demand of goods. Because of the increase in the population, and second, the crops were frequently affected by droughts. So that was the reason there was shortage of grains in the farms, and that led to the increase in the price of the grain. Now let's discuss about the political cause. Let's come to the political cause. So देखिए राजनीतिक version. See, as I told you, there was a declaration of National Assembly. We are going to know about this in the immediate. I will let you know